What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about 5 fun ways that new beatboxers can practice so that you don't get discouraged and that you can get to the place that you want to be while also enjoying yourself. We're going to start simple, ultra simple, and then the very last exercise we're going to start talking about ways that you can play around with fills and do some of the more complex things that your favorite beatboxers do. Or if you don't have any favorite beatboxers, I'll tell you some to check out that will give you some inspiration as well as make you maybe a little intimidated. But it's okay, because for right now, we're going to talk about number 1. So, number 1 is going to be the kick and the snare. I guess that is 2 things, you kick and you snare. But anyway, let's talk about the kick drum. The kick drum in beatboxing is actually pretty simple. You're just going to put your lips together. It's going to be a P sound. Gigantor says... Anyway, I did that so you can get a nice little close-up. It's real simple. Put your lips together, and you're going to make a P sound. Now, there's ways you can play with that. You can have dynamics. You can do a lot with it. And that's really one of the really fun parts about beatboxing, is that it's music. So that kick sound, we're going to learn how to play with that after we learn another concept. We're going to learn also the snare. So I know that these are 2 things instead of just 1 thing, but there's a reason why I'm also going to show you the snare, the inhale snare. In beatboxing, we have to have sounds that use exhalations and inhalations, because without that, we're just going to, not breathe. Right? Limits to either. And I'm sorry that Gigantor is being weird. Actually, that made me a little lightheaded. Anyway, we're going to try to avoid the lightheadedness. So the kick, snare. Cool. Let's use it. One of the things that we can do to have a really fun, more relaxed time practicing is we can use kicks and snares while listening to music, specifically music that is slow in tempo. One might say chill. So the music you're hearing in the background is kind of chill step-esque. It's a loop I made just super fast to demonstrate that this is what it sounds like. Super slow paced and chill. I'm not going to rap over that because I'm chronically Caucasian, but the point is that you can absolutely do this with just a kick and snare. Now, you might not like that loop, and I don't take that personally. It was just something I threw together. But there's plenty of chill step out there, and there's plenty of stuff you can practice to. So anyway, that's number 1. The number 2 thing that you can do is picking a beat that you want to work on. Something simple, something fun. Maybe it's... something like that. Definitely do it to a metronome, though. You can Google a metronome. You can get an app. There's a lot of metronome options. It's important to practice being on time. If having a metronome prevents you from, working on it, then, skip the metronome. But just pick a beat. Have fun with it. It's a great way to do it. And a couple ones that are really simple are just kick, snare, right? Something simple like that. You can do... There are a bunch of different beats, and actually, as a matter of fact, while I could absolutely relay those to you, link down below for the beatboxing subreddit has a bunch of beginner beats already laid out for you in a format that doesn't involve you needing to know how to read music. So you can take up any pick of your beats. The 4th thing, this is one of my favorites. It's like the thing I find the most fun is a looper. I have a looper. That's how I made the loop. Now, you don't need something like this, right? This is a big boy tool right here. But luckily, there are actually a lot of really cheap and even free loopers. You can find them on your phone. There's a lot of looping apps on phones nowadays, and those are super fun. You could just figure it out kind of intuitively and make loops. You can also use Audacity if you don't have a smartphone. So there's really no excuse. If you want to layer your sounds, if you want to have fun layering your sounds, you can absolutely do that. Are we on 5? I feel like we're on 5. I had written down dynamics, but I know I already covered that. So we're just going to move on to, I guess, a special bonus 6, which is fills. I know this is a beginner thing. We've covered a lot of kick. We've covered a lot of snare, but we need some fills in our life. That's kind of where a lot of the expressiveness comes from and a lot of the fun stuff. And luckily, fills aren't that challenging once you get a little bit of practice in. So let's talk about fills. So if I go back to my loop that I was playing before, and I just kill the hi-hats. That's right, old man elevator music at its best. So a fill really is just going to be your hi-hats. Or tick, 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 tick. You can play with ticky and TS. And that's going to be a really, really easy way to kind of play with some fills. So tick, 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 right? Super fun, super easy, wonderful to do when you're looping. Yeah, a lot of lag in this video. Anyway, the key things to take away is that while having fun is probably the most important thing, even if you have very high levels of aspiration for your future in beatboxing or singing or anything you want to take on, you have to be having fun. These are really long marathons, okay? So you need to enjoy the whole process, but challenge yourself a little bit to practice with a metronome. It's really important, okay? If you don't have the rhythm and the foundation of rhythm being really solid, unfortunately, you're going to end up, out of time. And then are you really beatboxing or are you just making sound? Which, there's nothing wrong with soundscapes and all that, but you clicked on this video for beatboxing. And so rhythm is an essential part of that. It's an essential part of making music. So try to practice with a metronome. If nothing else, use a looper. Because loopers force you to realize, oh man, that's so out of time. Like, I thought I was playing piano just fine, but listen to this. Like, oops, like there's that hesitation because I don't play that much piano, and so it's out of time. A looper, a metronome, these are ways to expose your weaknesses. Use one. Anyway, I stream on Twitch, I got a Discord, all the socials down below. There's resources out there, certainly, and those are also in the link down below, but don't be afraid to reach out. I'm available to answer questions, and I've also linked down below some awesome beatboxers to inspire you. They're just really good. Don't get intimidated by it. They've been doing it for absolutely years, but if you're just like, do I really want to beatbox? Yeah, check these people out. They're crazy good. Anyway, until next time, happy beatboxing, I guess in this case. Usually it's happy singing, but happy beatboxing.